Welcome to Take Off Monday. Our show focuses on topics that help entrepreneurs and professionals. In today's episode, we're going to discuss the fringe benefits of failure. That's right, you heard me. Fringe benefits of failure. Did you even know that was possible? My name is Rosanna Catalano, and I'm coming at you live from my home office in Tallahassee, Florida. I'm an attorney, a business professor and consultant, a lobbyist, and a career coach. I founded the company Rocket Ship Consultants to help people who want to change their trajectory. We help individuals and organizations reach their goals through strategic communication. And I swear I have not had anything to drink this evening.
I'm Joy Tootle, and I'm broadcasting from Gainesville, Florida, but I'm part of this professional team at Rocket Ship Consultants. What's interesting about our team is that we're all attorneys. Each of us, including myself, has a very unique background. And so we bring all of our different backgrounds, experiences, and our skill set to this company and to our clients. I've spent time in private practice. I've spent time in government law, working with administrative law at the Attorney General's office. I have a great deal of experience with the Board of Medicine. And now I'm bringing those exciting experiences with me here to Rocket Ship Consultants. Then over the past year, I've worked with Rosanna on the podcasting and video streaming with shows like this one. And I'm really excited about today's episode where we talk about failure. Now, we've talked about failure before, but I don't think we focus so much on the upside of failure. And there really is an upside, isn't there, Ro?
There is. It took a little convincing, I'll be honest, on my part. When you first read that, title, the fringe benefits of failure, you have to pause for a second and think, is this true? Is it really possible? I'm not sure. So recently I read this book by J.K. Rowling called Very Good Lives, and I'll hold it up here so people can see it. And you know her as the author of all the Harry Potter books. She gave a commencement speech at Harvard, and her premise was that there are some benefits to failing. And according to her, the answer is, of course, yes, that there are this upside. And I'm still on the fence sometimes about it. But the more I think about it, the more I think I am leaning towards what she believes, which is that there are some benefits to failure. And if you aren't familiar with J.K. Rowling, you need to know that right before she got these super successful Harry Potter novels published, her marriage had blown up, she was broke, she was unemployed, and she was a single mom. She says her failure at this point would be considered on an epic scale, that it was failure on an epic scale. She described failure as, in this book, as a black tunnel. And I think that is an analogy that a lot of people can relate to. I know I can. That you're in the tunnel, it's dark, there's a light up ahead, but you have no idea how long it will take you to reach it. You ever feel like that, Joy?
Unfortunately, yes. I think we've all been there. And it's pretty damn dark in that tunnel. No one is giving you a flashlight, and you can feel in such despair. It's really hard to see an upside at that moment. But we've all been there. We'll probably all be there again in different aspects of our lives. But this information in this book that she shares is encouraging.
I think so too. So she believes, J.K. Rowling believes, that if she had really succeeded at anything else prior to writing those Harry Potter novels, she never would have found the determination to succeed in an area that she loved, which was writing. And she says she learned a lot about herself with the failures that she experienced. And she learned that she was disciplined and strong-willed. Have you learned anything about yourself in the face of adversity, Joy?
That's a great question. I think that one thing that I learned about myself is that I'm resilient, that I'm shrewd, and that I can be really strong if I need to be. And I think That's a smart way to review and evaluate a failure, to look for that silver lining. There's always growth in failure. I mean, we know this. It's sometimes hard to see the growth when you're in the middle of it, but I think we
Yes.
can look back and see if we've had growth. But I think even though you may not know what that growth is in the moment, if you can try to focus on that in the moment, what are the things, like take a moment and say, hey, what are these things that I can learn from here? And focus on those things. Don't focus on the tunnel and being in the tunnel. You need to focus on what you've done, what you can do to survive and to escape the tunnel.
I agree with you 100%. Reframing those failures as growth, realizing that failure does provide benefits, these fringe benefits, and no one changes and learns without conflict, without a struggle. And failures are great. Can I call them that? Maybe. They can be great. We can change the way we think about it. They can be great because they provide um an upside to that struggle, and thinking about the benefits that you can get out of a failure. That requires you to do a lot of hard thinking about who you are and how you handle things. I think we should talk about, when we return, I'm going to take a quick commercial break here, but, we should talk about the benefits of failure that maybe a lot of people haven't considered. At Rocket Ship Consultants, our mission is to take your organization to the next level. Our team develops strategic communication plans that help entrepreneurs, corporations, associations, and individuals reach new heights. Our consulting team is made up of attorneys with additional experience in journalism, public relations, politics, broadcasting, and advocacy. Let us help you take that dream you have for a podcast or video show and make it into a reality. We can create networking opportunities, educational forums, and interactive conferences to spread your message. Let our team provide you with fresh ideas and inspiration. Rocket Ship Consultants offers a variety of services, so check out our website at rocketshipconsultants.com. Take off with Rocket Ship Consultants and launch your organization with us.
Welcome back. Tonight we're talking about the fringe benefits of failure. People don't often realize that failure keeps us hungry and humble. Complacency is the enemy to success. And there are a lot of examples in history where great nations and companies were complacent and thought that their past success would guarantee future success. But failure reminds us that we need to stay motivated. You have much more drive when you know your competitor doesn't sleep or that the market can bust. Failure can also be clarifying. When you're in that dark tunnel, you have a lot of time to think. You have time to recommit to your goals. To get out of that tunnel, you often have to recommit to those goals, and this gives you a renewed sense of purpose. What are some of the benefits that you have experienced from failure, Ro?
I think one of the benefits that I've experienced is that, failure can really, I know it has in my life, really help us to overcome fear. We often don't move ahead in our careers or move ahead with a business idea for fear of failure. But once you're in a failure, you've experienced a failure, a professional failure, then you're familiar with it. The fear of failure can't haunt you. It can't hurt you like it did in the past. You can move on in confidence because you've faced the fear and you've conquered it. So I think that is a benefit. If you've experienced any kind of professional failure, you are not as scared to go forward and take risks in the future. And I also think that failure really helps us to identify our true support system, our true friends, so to speak. You really know who your friends and supporters are when you're in that dark tunnel of failure. You often have lots of friends and people that claim to support and love you when you're on top of the world, but who's calling on you when you're at your lowest? These people truly matter in your life, and failure really helps you see who those real friends are in your life. And I think that really is a benefit of failure that we often don't talk about.
No, those are great points. I love that. And I think of people like you, Ro, when I've been through failure, that you've been there for me. So
And
appreciate
same
that.
here. Same here. So, yes, you'll always be my little inner circle. So I agree. I absolutely agree.
So that reminds me that, failure also can inspire creative solutions. I often think of our company. How many times have we had to be innovative because things did not go as planned?
Every day.
Yeah, multiple times a day. And look, you wouldn't be a great mentor if you hadn't failed yourself. The most qualified teachers are those who have been through it all and know how to rise above it. A large part of what makes someone a great teacher is that they can help you anticipate and avoid pitfalls, stay focused, and respond to challenges with creativity and even optimism.
Isn't that the truth? I mean, even when they have inspiring little films on the internet, and you're scrolling through social media and they have these inspiring um, little short clips on famous people, let's say. It's always more inspiring when they tell you this hardship story. You only ever see sort of that tip of the iceberg, but it's incredibly powerful to know that they've overcome failure and obstacles. It really does make them somebody that you want to follow and somebody that inspires you. I think, it really does make for a better mentor if you've been through failure. And, frankly, you wouldn't have a great story to tell your friends at a party or happy hour if everything went perfectly, right?
And
Well, this
every um, athletic movie, inspiring athletic movie where they've come back from adversity, and even think of like the real live stories of Michael Jordan and Babe Ruth even. I mean, there's so many that talk about all the failures that they had that made them the great success that they ended up being.
I mean, one of my all-time favorite movies is Rudy. I mean, that guy overcame failure over and over, and I loved it. Well, this concludes our show. You should follow our company on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Rocket Ship Consultants. We produce a number of video shows and podcasts for other companies and groups, so be sure to check out our Facebook page because we showcase them there.
If you have a future topic suggestion for this show, be sure to put them in the comments below. You can sign up for our company's newsletter and read our blog by visiting our website, www.rocketshipconsultants.com. You can also contact us through our website to set up a free consultation. Our contact information will be up at the end of the show. Good night.
Good night.